Ever wondered if moving into a nursing home is truly the best option as you get older? Many people assume that when they're old and alone, a nursing home is the safest and most practical choice. But what if I told you that this decision comes with hidden risks, some of which could actually make your life harder instead of easier? Nursing homes are designed to provide care, but what they often take away is just as important as what they offer. From loss of independence to emotional and financial costs, there are serious consequences that most people don't consider until it's too late. In this video, we're uncovering 7 causes why moving into a nursing home may not be the best decision. If you're thinking about your future, or if you have a loved one who is considering this option, it's important to understand what's really at stake. Many seniors find themselves feeling trapped, isolated, and even worse off than before, simply because they didn't know these truths ahead of time. Stay tuned until the end, because what you learn today might change how you think about aging and long-term care. If you've ever felt unsure about what's best for you or a loved one, this information will help you make a more informed and confident decision. Now let's get started. Number 1, financial burden. Many people don't realize just how expensive nursing homes can be until they or a loved one need one. While they offer meals, medical care, and assistance with daily activities, the financial cost of this care can be staggering. The average nursing home stay can quickly drain savings, limit financial independence, and leave seniors with little control over their money. If you've worked hard to save for retirement, moving into a nursing home can mean watching your funds disappear faster than expected. One of the biggest issues is the long-term cost. Nursing home fees can range from several $1,000s per month to over $100,000 per year in some areas. Many people assume that Medicare will cover these expenses, but in reality, it only pays for short-term rehabilitation stays, not long-term care. That means most seniors must pay out of pocket until they qualify for Medicaid, which often requires spending down nearly all personal assets. For many, this means losing the ability to leave an inheritance, keep their home, or maintain financial security. Beyond the base cost, hidden fees add up quickly. Many nursing homes charge extra for things like private rooms, special dietary needs, physical therapy, and even basic personal care items. These costs aren't always explained up front, leaving families with unexpected bills. If a resident requires specialized medical attention or extra services, their expenses can skyrocket, sometimes doubling what they originally expected to pay. Another major concern is loss of financial control. In some cases, once a senior moves into a nursing home, their financial decisions are handled by the facility or by a court-appointed guardian, if they are deemed unable to manage their own affairs. This can make it difficult to access personal funds, manage spending, or even choose where and how money is used. Some nursing home residents find themselves in situations where they no longer have a say in how their own money is being spent. Take Richard, for example. At 80, he had always been careful with his finances and had enough savings to live comfortably. But when he moved into a nursing home after a fall, he was shocked by how quickly his savings dwindled. Between the monthly fees, extra charges for physical therapy, and costs for personal care items, he lost nearly half of his savings within the first year. By the time he realized how much money was being drained, he had few options left. For many seniors, nursing home costs wipe out a lifetime of savings, leaving them with fewer choices and little control. Alternatives like in-home care, shared housing with a caregiver, or assisted living can provide necessary support at a fraction of the cost. Before committing to a nursing home, it's crucial to understand the financial risks and explore all possible options. Because once your money's gone, it's hard to get it back. Number 2, increased loneliness and depression. Many people assume that moving into a nursing home will help combat loneliness because they'll be surrounded by other residents. But the truth is, loneliness and emotional isolation are 2 of the most common struggles seniors face in nursing homes. Just because you're around people doesn't mean you feel connected. In fact, many nursing home residents report feeling more alone than ever, separated from their family, friends, and the familiar surroundings that made them feel at home. One of the biggest reasons for this loneliness is the lack of deep, meaningful connections. While there are often scheduled group activities, they don't always foster real friendships. Some residents may struggle with mobility, hearing loss, or cognitive issues that make socializing difficult. Others may simply not connect with the people around them in the same way they did with lifelong friends or neighbors. The result? Many seniors find themselves feeling disconnected, even in a room full of people. Another major factor is limited family visits. Many seniors move into a nursing home, believing their loved ones will visit regularly. But over time, visits can become less frequent. Family members may live far away, have busy schedules, or assume their loved one is taken care of and doesn't need as much interaction. For many nursing home residents, the quiet days between visits can feel long and lonely. And while phone calls and video chats can help, they don't replace the warmth of in-person connection. On top of that, there's the emotional weight of losing a familiar environment. Moving away from a home filled with personal memories can be deeply unsettling. Simple things like sitting in your favorite chair, walking around your neighborhood, or seeing familiar faces at the grocery store provide a sense of comfort and belonging, something that's hard to replicate in a structured care facility. Without those daily comforts, it's easy to feel like something is missing. Take Carol, for example. At 78, she lived alone but had a strong social network. Neighbors who checked in on her, friends she met for lunch, and a church group she attended every Sunday. When she moved into a nursing home, she thought she'd feel even more connected. But what she found instead was a lack of deep conversations, unfamiliar faces, and a routine that left her feeling like a visitor in her own life. The loss of those meaningful relationships led to feelings of depression and isolation, something she never expected. The emotional impact of loneliness isn't just about feeling sad. It can actually affect physical health. Studies have shown that chronic loneliness can increase the risk of heart disease, cognitive decline, and even shorten lifespan. Social interaction isn't just a nice addition to life. It's a necessity for mental and emotional well-being. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, decline in physical health. Many people believe that moving into a nursing home will help them stay healthier because they'll have access to professional care and assistance. But what they don't realize is that nursing homes often contribute to physical decline rather than preventing it. While these facilities provide basic care, they don't always encourage the kind of movement and activity that keeps seniors strong, mobile, and independent. Over time, this lack of movement can lead to muscle loss, joint stiffness, and overall weakness, making everyday tasks even harder than before. One of the biggest issues is the decrease in daily physical activity. In many nursing homes, residents spend much of their day sitting, whether in a chair, a wheelchair, or lying in bed. Unlike living at home, where you naturally stay active by doing household tasks, running errands, or even walking around your space, nursing homes tend to have structured schedules that don't always prioritize movement. Without regular activity, muscles weaken, balance worsens, and mobility declines, leading to an increased risk of falls and injuries. Another concern is the lack of personalized exercise programs. While some facilities offer group exercise classes, they are often limited, generalized, and not tailored to an individual's specific needs. Many seniors require targeted strength training, flexibility exercises, or balance work to maintain their physical abilities. Without this, they may experience a rapid loss of strength, making it harder to do basic things, like standing up, walking short distances, or even holding onto objects securely. Nutrition is another overlooked factor. While nursing homes provide meals, the quality and nutritional value can vary. Some facilities offer processed, high-sodium, or low-protein meals, which don't provide the nutrients necessary to maintain muscle mass and energy levels. A diet that lacks essential vitamins and minerals can contribute to fatigue, weakness, and slower healing from injuries. When combined with low activity levels, this can accelerate physical decline, much faster than if the person were managing their meals at home. Take James, for example. At 82, he was active and independent, doing light exercise and cooking his own meals at home. But after moving into a nursing home following a minor surgery, he found himself sitting for long hours, eating meals he didn't choose, and getting little encouragement to move. Within months, he noticed his legs felt weaker, he lost weight, and getting up from a chair became difficult. His mobility declined so quickly that he soon needed a walker, something he never needed before. Physical health isn't just about medical care, it's about daily habits, movement, and the ability to stay engaged. Walking to the kitchen, doing simple stretches, and even standing up from a chair without assistance all contribute to maintaining strength and independence. Nursing homes may provide safety and medical oversight, but if they don't encourage consistent movement and proper nutrition, they can actually speed up physical deterioration rather than preventing it. Now let's talk about another hidden risk that many people don't realize until it's too late. Number 4, high risk of neglect or mistreatment. Many people assume that nursing homes provide constant, attentive care, ensuring that residents are always safe and well looked after. But the reality is that many facilities are understaffed, overworked, and unable to provide the level of care they promise. When staff members are stretched too thin, residents don't always get the attention they need, leading to delayed assistance, unaddressed medical concerns, and in some cases, outright neglect. For many seniors, this lack of care can have serious physical and emotional consequences. One of the biggest risks is delayed response times. When you live at home, you can move at your own pace and handle your needs as they arise. But in a nursing home, you may have to wait for help, sometimes for long periods. If you need assistance using the restroom, getting out of bed, or even just getting a glass of water, there's no guarantee that help will come immediately. Some residents report waiting hours for assistance, which can lead to discomfort, frustration, and even medical complications. Beyond delays, basic care needs are often overlooked. In many nursing homes, staff members are responsible for dozens of residents at once. This means things like proper hygiene, timely medication, or even simple interactions can fall through the cracks. If a resident is unable to advocate for themselves, they may end up going without essential care for extended periods. The lack of oversight also increases the risk of neglect and mistreatment. While most caregivers genuinely want to help, stress, burnout, and understaffing can lead to situations where residents are ignored, spoken to harshly, or even handled roughly. In more severe cases, there have been reports of residents experiencing emotional, physical, or financial mistreatment. This isn't the case in every nursing home, but it happens more often than people realize. And many families don't find out until their loved one has already suffered the consequences. Take Helen, for example. At 79, she moved into a nursing home expecting to receive attentive care, but she quickly realized that help was inconsistent. Some days her requests were met quickly. Other days she had to wait hours for someone to assist her with basic needs. She often felt like she was being rushed through meals, skipped over for activities, and treated more like a task than a person. Over time, she felt ignored, helpless, and forgotten, something she never imagined experiencing in a place that was supposed to help her. The truth is, not all nursing homes are bad, but it's important to recognize the risks. Even in well-rated facilities, overworked staff and high patient-to-caregiver ratios mean that some level of neglect is almost inevitable. If you're considering a nursing home, it's critical to research staffing levels, resident reviews, and personal experiences before making a decision. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, loss of independence. One of the biggest concerns seniors face when moving into a nursing home isn't just adjusting to a new environment, it's losing control over their daily life. Independence is something most of us take for granted, but once you enter a care facility, many of the choices you once made for yourself are suddenly dictated by someone else. What time you wake up, when and what you eat, when you receive care, and even how you spend your day can all be determined by the facility's schedule rather than your personal preference. For many older adults, this loss of autonomy can be frustrating, disheartening, and even lead to feelings of helplessness. While nursing homes provide structure and assistance, they often don't allow for the same level of personal freedom that comes with living on your own. If you enjoy a particular morning routine, maybe having a slow breakfast, reading the newspaper, or going outside for fresh air, you might find that those simple pleasures are suddenly restricted. Meals are scheduled at set times, often with limited menu options. Your daily activities may be chosen for you, and the ability to go out independently can become more complicated. Beyond the day-to-day structure, there's also the reality that decisions about your healthcare and personal needs may no longer be entirely in your hands. While staff members aim to provide care, they often have multiple residents to manage, meaning your requests might not always be met immediately. If you've spent your life making your own decisions, adjusting to this new system can feel overwhelming. The frustration of waiting for assistance with basic needs, something as simple as getting a glass of water or using the restroom, can quickly lead to emotional distress. Take Robert, for example. At 81, he lived alone for years and valued his ability to do things on his own terms. But after a fall, his family convinced him to move into a nursing home for safety reasons. What he didn't anticipate was how much he would miss the small freedoms he had before, being able to eat what he wanted, decide his own bedtime, or even go outside without needing permission. He found himself feeling trapped, not because he wasn't being cared for, but because his ability to make choices for himself had been taken away. The loss of independence doesn't happen all at once, but over time, it can erode your sense of self. If maintaining control over your life is important to you, it's worth considering other living arrangements that provide support while still allowing you to make your own choices. Assisted living communities, home health care, or even shared housing with a friend can offer help without completely removing your ability to manage your own life. Because at the end of the day, independence isn't just about where you live. It's about having the freedom to live life your way. Number 6, loss of familiar environment and personal identity. One of the most overlooked consequences of moving into a nursing home is the emotional impact of leaving behind a familiar environment. Your home is more than just a place. It holds memories, routines, and a sense of identity that is hard to replace. When you move into a facility, you may have to give up personal belongings, adjust to a new daily structure, and let go of the comfort of being in a space that feels truly yours. For many seniors, this transition is not just difficult, it's deeply unsettling. A home is filled with small but meaningful rituals that give life a sense of normalcy. Sitting in your favorite chair, tending to your garden, or simply having coffee in a familiar kitchen can bring comfort and stability. But in a nursing home, everything changes. Your space is smaller, often shared with a roommate, and decorated with generic furniture instead of the things that made your house feel like home. The ability to move freely, decorate as you please, or even keep sentimental items may be limited, making it hard to feel a sense of ownership over your living space. Beyond physical surroundings, the loss of personal identity can be even more profound. When you've spent decades living life on your own terms, moving into a nursing home can feel like a shift from being an independent person to being a resident in an institution. Daily choices, what to eat, when to sleep, and how to spend time are often made by staff rather than yourself. And over time, this can create a sense of detachment from the person you once were. Instead of feeling like an individual, many seniors begin to feel like they are just part of a system. For many, this loss of identity also extends to social roles and hobbies. You might have been known in your community as a great cook, an avid gardener, or someone who loved fixing things around the house. But in a nursing home, opportunities to engage in meaningful activities that reinforce your identity can be limited. Even when activities are available, they may not align with your interests or the things that once gave you a sense of purpose. This can lead to feelings of boredom, frustration, or even grief for the life left behind. Take Eleanor, for example. At 83, she had lived in the same house for over 40 years. She knew every neighbor on her street, had a garden she loved, and spent her evenings knitting blankets for her grandchildren. But when she moved into a nursing home, she lost those familiar comforts. Her small room didn't have space for her knitting supplies. She no longer had access to a garden, and the daily routine felt impersonal. Over time, she felt like she was losing touch with the person she had always been. For many seniors, the emotional and psychological effects of leaving behind a familiar environment can be just as damaging as physical decline. While some nursing homes try to make the transition easier, there's no substitute for the sense of self and belonging that comes with staying in a place that truly feels like home. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 7, limited control over medical and end-of-life decisions. One of the most important, yet rarely discussed consequences of moving into a nursing home is losing control over your own medical and end-of-life decisions. When you live on your own, you have the power to choose your doctors, decide on treatments, and plan for the future in a way that aligns with your values. But once you enter a nursing home, many of these decisions are influenced by facility policies, staff members, and sometimes even legal guardians who may not fully understand your personal wishes. A major issue is the lack of personalized medical care. In a nursing home, doctors and nurses are responsible for many residents at once, which means that medical decisions are often made based on general protocols rather than individual preferences. Medications may be adjusted without fully discussing alternatives. Routine treatments may be delayed, and the level of personal attention you receive may be far less than what you were used to at home. Instead of having a trusted doctor who knows your history, you may see different staff members who rotate shifts, making it harder to build a consistent patient care relationship. Beyond daily healthcare, end-of-life decisions are another critical concern. Many nursing homes have strict policies regarding do not resuscitate DNR orders, life support, and palliative care, which may not align with what you truly want. In some cases, residents or their families are pressured into making decisions based on what is easiest or most convenient for the facility, rather than what is best for the individual. If these choices haven't been clearly documented in advance, seniors may find themselves receiving treatments they didn't want or being denied care they desperately needed. Another challenge is the potential loss of legal decision-making power. If a nursing home determines that a resident is no longer capable of making medical choices on their own, a court-appointed guardian or facility administrator may take over those decisions. This means that even if you had clear preferences for your care, those choices might be overridden by someone else. For many seniors, this is an unsettling reality, especially for those who have spent their lives making thoughtful decisions about their health and well-being. Take Harold, for example. At 84, he had a clear vision for how he wanted to handle his health care as he aged. He had written advance directives, discussed his wishes with his family, and assumed he would always have a say in his treatments. But after a minor stroke, his ability to make decisions was questioned, and a legal guardian was appointed to oversee his medical choices. He soon found himself receiving treatments he didn't agree with and unable to refuse medications that made him feel worse. Despite his years of planning, his voice was no longer being heard. When it comes to healthcare and end-of-life decisions, having control is essential. Nursing homes can provide safety and structure, but they also come with policies and limitations that may not align with what you want for yourself. If maintaining medical independence is important to you, it's critical to explore alternative living arrangements that allow you to have a say in your own future. Final thoughts. As we wrap up this video, take a moment to reflect on the 7 hidden risks of moving into a nursing home. Many people believe it's the safest and most logical choice when living alone. But as we've discussed, the reality is far more complex. From losing independence and personal identity to facing emotional isolation, financial strain, and limited control over medical decisions, the consequences of this transition can be life-altering. While nursing homes provide essential care for some, they are not always the best solution for maintaining quality of life, dignity, and personal freedom. The most important thing to remember is that you have options. There are alternative ways to receive care that don't involve sacrificing your independence. Home health aides, shared housing with other seniors, assisted living communities, and even live-in caregivers can provide support while allowing you to stay in control of your life. If you or a loved one are considering a nursing home, take the time to explore every available option before making a final decision. Your later years should be about comfort, connection, and autonomy, not just medical care. The best way to protect yourself is to plan ahead, ask questions, and ensure that wherever you live, it truly supports the life you want to lead. Because at the end of the day, aging isn't just about getting by, it's about continuing to live with purpose, dignity, and choice. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.